Why is it men get sexual on the dating apps is the question we're answering today in Q&A with Cheryl. We have an amazing question from Lexy, which I'm going to read out in a second. And I'm going to give you 5 tips, 5 pointers, things you can do to break this pattern of attracting partners on the dating apps that are getting very sexual very quickly. Before we do, if we haven't met before, I'm Cheryl Muir, relationship expert, helping women in film, television and fandom find love after a lifetime of longing. I tend to work with people that are very creative. A lot of the people that work with me tend to be INFJ or some kind of introvert, some kind of intuitive feeling introvert. So maybe that's you, maybe it isn't. I'm going to read out the question from Lexy. My laptop's just here, so if I'm looking to the side, that is why. Hi Cheryl, I have an online dating question/issue. I'm recently back in single life after an 18-year marriage. Amazing job, Lexy, for getting back into dating after 16 years. So much courage that takes, so props to you. Wow, how things have changed. Absolutely. I'm on a couple of dating apps and seem to attract quite a few likes and messages. This is all great, but those messages quickly become very sexual. Seems like it's a free-for-all for all the guys if the woman's vaguely attractive. Any tips on how to avoid this, or is it just a case of ignoring, deleting them? Thank you, and thank you for all of the advice. So, amazing question. I've heard different versions of this question, so my intention here is to, of course, help you, Lexy, and also to help all of you who are having this experience on the dating apps. So the first thing is that we can't take responsibility for anyone else's behavior, right? What's happening there is they are showing you, one, where they're at in their level of awareness and their ability to communicate, and 2, they're also showing you what it is that they want and desire. So in terms of a direct answer to your question, any tips on how to avoid this, or is it just a case of ignoring, deleting them? It depends. So it depends what kind of relationship you've built up with these people. If it's one person you've been talking to a while and you feel like you've built up a bit of a bond and a rapport, you can say, hey, that's actually a little bit soon for me, or I'm not really comfortable with that yet, or I find you really attractive, but this is just a little bit fast. Anyone who's self-aware and who's looking for partnership is going to respect your pacing. Let's get into those tips. So tip number 1 is, what do you desire? What is it you really want? Are you looking for a long-term partnership? Or are you looking for some kind of fun and casual dating? There's nothing wrong with any of this. There's also nothing wrong with, the folks on the dating apps, men, women, whomever. There's nothing wrong with people just looking for casual sex, but it's not a match for what you're looking for. It sounds like it's not a match. So are you looking for casual dating or a long-term partnership? Get really, really clear on what that is. And then once you've done that, what 3 qualities does that person have? If you're looking for dating, are they fun-loving, outgoing? If you're looking for partnership, are they someone who is honest, committed, and fun and sexy? What are those 3 qualities that they have? That is going to be your GPS, your sat-nav. That's going to be your destination. What I'm sensing at the moment, Lexy, and this might be a misinterpretation and an assumption on my part, it sounds like you're doing the dating equivalent of like going for like the countryside drive on a Sunday, kind of meandering around and seeing what's around. That can be great, but it's not going to get you to a specific destination. So if we can get you focused on a goal here, then you know where you're going, and you also are going to know when you're talking to people who don't fit that. Tip 2, what dating apps are you using, right? And what's the caliber of people that are generally on these apps? Some apps are the hookup apps. I'm not going to name any. But what's the general vibe on the app? Are you finding like, yeah, most people on this app are pretty sexual? It might be the app. It could be the app. If the app is free, that's probably the vibe, right? If you are on the apps where people have to pay for a membership, they have to commit to something a little bit longer term, there's a bit of a clue there. Not only are they committed to finding a partner, or they're committed to the dating process, but they've been able to commit to a membership. If you're talking to people that can't even commit to a paid membership on a dating app, they're probably not going to commit to you either. And I know that's a little bit hard, and I don't want it to sound hard, but I also want to help you. So just look at the type of app you're on and maybe switch up that app. Tip 3, is there anything that you're missing? Right? Now, as I said, we can't take on board other people's behavior, but if we're noticing a pattern that the only people we're really interacting with seem to have this pattern of behavior, then it's something that we need to look at. So we can ask ourselves, what is it I'm missing in this interaction? Questions that they're asking me when they start to talk to me, are they kind of shallow questions? Or are they questions that have depth? when I look at their bio, what kind of person do they seem like they are, right? Am I looking past some red flags? So not to insult your intelligence at all, but are they leading with their body, right? Is it all the mirror shots, the selfies of the very, very, albeit very toned torso? They're giving you a clue there. They're saying, this is what I have to offer you. I have to offer you my body. If that's what you want, amazing, go for it. But that's probably not someone that's looking for long-term partnership. So just start to think about some of the interactions you've had, how they've started, how their bio and their pictures have been, and try to figure out what the clues are earlier on so that you can pick up on those people and then not even start having the conversations with them because you go, oh, I can tell that's not a person that wants what I want. Tip 4, do you want to be on dating apps? I know this sounds like an obvious question, but you don't have to do the dating app thing if you don't want to. So just ask yourself that question, like, do I really want to do the dating app thing? If not, then go back to your list of qualities of who you're looking for and just think, where would this type of person hang out, and go to those places. The person you're looking for might not be on the app. It's sort of like if you're looking for someone who's doing really well for themselves, really enjoys being fit and healthy, are you more likely to find them in a boutique CrossFit gym, or are you more likely to find them in a fast food restaurant? You know, and again, I know this sounds really, really obvious, but sometimes when we're in dating, we're too close to it. So just zoom out a little bit, ask if you want to be on the dating apps, and if not, the type of person I want, where would they be? And then spend some time there. Tip 5 is a little bit different. We've talked in very practical terms. This is a little bit more about beliefs and energetics, which sounds intangible, but actually the results of it is very, very tangible indeed. So there was something that was really, really interesting that you said. You said, seems it's a free-for-all for all the guys if the woman is vaguely attractive. Now, I know that's your experience, but I'm also wondering, is that your belief? So here's what I'd love you to do, Lexy and everyone listening. I want you to journal on this prompt. Men are ... Men are, and fill in that sentence. I want you to do that 10 times. So just copy and paste or write out in a journal. Men are, men are, men are. Do that 10 times and fill in that sentence and just see what comes up. Because it might be that you have some beliefs that men are only interested in sex. Is that true? Well, it can be, but it can also be false. There are different realities available here. There are some men that are incredible, masculine, protective, very sexy, and definitely like to be in that very sexual partnership, but they respect your pacing. They're very, high value men, as we would say. There are also the men that just want casual sex. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. But there are all different realities and versions in between. But it's interesting to me that you seem to be experiencing only the ones that are interested in just getting very sexual very quickly, and that's not a match for what you want. So just look at some of the beliefs you have around men and sex particularly, and then look at that list and ask yourself, is this what I want to be attracting? And if not, then look at changing your belief system. If you, Lexy, or anyone else watching wants more information on how to actually change your beliefs around this, I have a really powerful module in the Dating Drama Empowerment Method, which is enrolling now, which really takes you through the process of looking at what you believe about relationships, about love, about the opposite sex or the same gender, if that's who you date, and really rewriting that and reframing your belief system. Because this isn't just energetics, this is also our reticular activating system, which is a processing system in our brain that filters all the information we take in and looks for the thing that's familiar. And that is what's happening. You're attracting the thing that's familiar to you, the thing that you believe. And it could be what you believe is that all men want to be very sexual very quickly, which can be true in certain situations. And I'm not saying that hasn't been true for you, but it might be worth looking at where that comes from, releasing some things in the past there, and then moving forward and creating beliefs around being protected and respected by men. Let me tell you, personally and professionally, I've experienced this, and it's a really beautiful thing to be around men, and frankly women too, who are really self-aware, who really want to step in, step up, protect you, be there for you, and be supported by men. It's a wonderful experience, and that is absolutely a possibility for you. I really hope this video helped you, and if it did, be sure to leave a comment below and share the video. This really helps me to reach more people just like you who want to build healthy relationships in every area of their life. And I think we can agree that when we're all having healthy relationships, then the world will be a better place. You can also subscribe to the channel here, find me on my website, which is cherylmuir.com, and find me on the Instagram machine at CherylJMuir. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.